It does feel great to just walk out in your backyard and just pick tons and tons and tons and tons of berries. Look at that. Strawberries and raspberries, and I think this one might be a little past its prime. Let the birds get that. But they're very sweet. They're even the raspberries. All right, so I just want to show you guys the tarp that I had to actually put up to catch all of these fallen mulberries. The birds loved it 2 years ago. They actually landed on the tarp itself and literally just ate the berries directly off of the, directly out of the tarp. So it's convenient and it's cute to watch them actually eating, like when you're looking out the window. But let me show you guys the garden and all of the berries that have been collected. This is the tarp. It's literally just insect netting that I kind of cut up, and I feel bad about that. I actually brought this tarp 5 years ago in 2020, and it was expensive then. It's more expensive now. But I did purchase it, and I just actually hung some string up, and then I brought some clamps or some clothes drawing clamps from the dollar store. And I wish I'd have did it a couple of weeks back because there's mulberry spread throughout this area. And to be honest with you, it's fertilizer, but they will germinate, and so I will actually have to like continuously be de-weeding, even though I have a lot of weeds growing in the walking path now. But primarily they ferment, and when they ferment, they attract flies. So with the tarp being here, the berries literally just collect here, and then I just take a bucket, filter them down to the center point, and then just dump the bucket in the compost bin. Really good way to get rid of them and keep the walking paths fly free. So here's some collected here. And the good thing about this insect netting is that it does allow for the rain to come down. It doesn't trap the rain in. And it is porous enough where the sunlight can come through as well, but it does provide a little bit of shade, just a little. Our herbs are doing well as well, but they could use some water. The herbs section, I did water them, so these are finally starting to kind of stem back up. We do have our sun sugar cherry tomato, which actually is starting to get some flowers, but for now I'm going to pull these off and just let it concentrate on growing out. Look at this. I have to harvest the lemon balm before it goes to seed. You don't want lemon balm going to seed. It actually like starts to taste like soap. Our hyssop, which I need to harvest various various mints. Can we appreciate the beauty of lavender flowers? And the smell is amazing. For some reason that transplant didn't take. I'm actually wondering, see there's a bottom here. It's not directly in the soil, and I'm wondering if maybe the bottom is affecting the growth of that plant. So I'm gonna have to kind of try to remove the bottom out of this, or try to make this bed a little deeper. And maybe that'll help the surviving plant in there, but this side is beautiful anyway. Our lemon balms, our peppermints. And then we do have our berries here, which are still in the netting, but they will be ready soon. I do see them starting to turn. And we have some at the top that are starting to turn as well. So the plant could desperately use fertilizer. I'm quite aware of that. Look at that. And then in the garden bed here, outside of some healthy weeds growing. Look at that. We do have some leeks which are going to seed, some of which, as mentioned, I will be leaving because I want the seeds. Some of them I'm just going to be pulling up from the root so I can clear this bed out. Like this one, if you leave the root, they'll just grow back. So I know it's a waste, but I grew leeks as an experiment, and I don't think I want them in the garden bed. I'm actually going to just get a tote or create an enclosed garden space and just let them grow in that, just so I can have this space clear. But I will be harvesting all of this tomorrow, so just chopping down one head at a time. I need to cut this down more specifically before it goes to seed, which sucks because last year this one didn't go to seed so quickly. We do have our Four Seasons lettuce, which is absolutely gorgeous. And here's the amazing thing about this bed. It was uncovered because it didn't occur to me to cover it with the insect netting that I've done every year for the last 5 years. Did not do it this year. Have no insect damage. The only thing I see that has insect damage outside of my strawberries, which are being devastated by the pill bugs, is my kale. For some reason they seem to like kale. So then over here, section that kind of needs to be cleared out. We have our peppers, which are growing strong. This garden bed I'm going to need to replace, but we're just not doing that this year. But they're slowly coming to, just getting their bearings. And then we have our cayenne peppers over here. Slowly but surely they're getting up some size and they look wonderful. The chives are doing well, the bunching onions are doing well on this bed, so hopefully that keeps out some things. Maybe not so much the birds because they're looking for worms, but keeps out most things. And the chives that I transplanted out are doing fabulous, so really thankful for that. Look at this. Our fig tree, well, fig plant, which has come back with a vengeance. As mentioned, the experiment I did this year with just covering it with just the bags and the tarp wasn't super successful with saving the original bark, but it did not kill the root. So what I will do next year is, well, this year, come fall, is completely wrap it with a bag and then double wrap it with a tarp all the way up. And hopefully that will give it, allow for it to like not, this part not to die. So it gets a heads up just in growth. So it doesn't have to just completely, it doesn't have to completely rely on new shoots to grow. It can just directly start growing directly from the branches. So hopefully that's the case. Not sure though, because it was a mild winter and it still killed it off. So I will most definitely make sure that I wrap this more carefully. And then the persimmon, which I am thoroughly proud of. Let me just show you guys how tall this thing has gotten, which isn't necessarily the best thing being so close to the house. We have, and I had to actually tie them up because the branches are so heavy. I've actually contemplated taking the fruit off of these branches until they can become heavier next year, but I just don't want to. I just want to see if I can get fruit. So we're gonna go with it and just make sure that they are properly staked up. Oh, we do have something coming in here. I wonder if it's a leaf. It might just be another leaf. We have another fruit here and one here. And then we have little baby persimmon here. I'm just so happy. I don't see them at the top, which is interesting, but I do see, yeah, I do see them on the lower shoots. I don't see any flowers or anything at the top. Probably won't be able to reach it anyway, but that is amazing. Look at this. And I actually cut this plant down. I cut it all the way down and it grew, it's still up to the ceiling, or still up to the roof. But look at these beautiful flowers, which are bigger than my hand. We'll have a nice harvest this year. I just cut it down to make it so that I can actually gain access to it, but I'm still gonna need a grabber, apparently, to grab these things. That is crazy. Has to be about 12 feet up. And we do have some blackberries coming in. We have the flowers. I actually do see some berries. Oh look, our little pollinators here. Only time I'm actually thankful for the ants. And then we do have a bunch of strawberry runners, which I'm actually breaking off. I do need to try to propagate some strawberries for next year. I just don't want the back ones to actually do that. So also, if you leave strawberry runners in, it will affect your strawberry production. But we do have some strawberries in here. They're still small. Like I said, I wonder if they might actually need some fertilizer. Look at this. They might need some fertilizer, but I'm actually thinking maybe it's the inconsistency of the weather. Look at this. They aren't, I need to sprinkle some. That is a big one too they're eating on. That sucks. I've been trying to keep them off the ground so that the pill bugs can't get to them, but yeah, I need to do something about the pill bugs. I thought it was slugs, but this is pill bug damage. This one's still not affected, but it's just because they're on the top of the leaves. And we have some raspberries that are ripe as well and very sweet, very delicious. Look how many bundles and bundles of raspberries we have. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the garden tour. I am very, very excited, as mentioned earlier video, about my persimmons. I'm sorry, it's just the first time I've actually grown this fruit. I'm hoping that it succeeds. I'm going to research everything I can about how to protect the fruit. My fig tree is blooming as well, so thoroughly excited about the garden. In any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a great day. Peace.